fall down the broken road. I call on you to help me carry the load. Oh Lord, you never let me down.
Thank you for joining us today. Anything you hear in this podcast is not to be taken for medical advice. This podcast is for information purposes only, and should you find something interesting in the information spoken about, please consult your physician further.
Hello and welcome to the Broken Road Podcast. I'm your host, Trent Peterson. Today I'm joined by a special guest. We're going to be focusing on aphasia today, and it's going to be Aphasia Awareness Month when we get this released. So today's guest is Phillip Oxendine. He is a stroke survivor. He's best known as Aphasia Phil. He has a podcast. He's an advocate for aphasia awareness. Without further ado, how you doing, Phil?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing good, brother. I'm so glad I was able to get you on here. Just super excited about this today. So thank you for coming and visiting with us a little bit.
I had fun when you were on my show. I loved it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's always good, man. I enjoy what you're doing. It's got a lot of questions for you today to kind of know really who Phil is, who's Aphasia Phil. So for people meeting you for the first time on our show, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
In the beginning, when I had a stroke, all right. Before I had a stroke, I used to live in Philadelphia, but I was really from Pittsburgh. But when I had my stroke, I'm in Philadelphia. And what I used to do, I did something for people who need tablets and phones for welfare people or people with SNAP benefits. And that's what I do with other people for a while. Before that, I was a DJ a long time ago, a DJ, but
Yeah.
that's not here and there. So the reason why I use tablets and phones, I mean that they don't have the program anymore, but it was people to help people to they had money, right? So I used to help a lot of people a lot. And then before that, when I had my stroke, I woke up 3 weeks later.
Man. Yeah, that's a crazy deal. So you were helping people before the stroke. That comes naturally for you then.
Yeah, I not because I had more money than they did, but they had less than I had, and I gave them help to say like so I like to help other people.
Right. Well, and you're still doing that. Very, very good. I love watching your show and, giving a voice to people that a lot of times get talked over. And, while we're visiting, you're very busy with your podcast. And, one thing that I really want to push home for anybody that doesn't understand aphasia is that it affects your communication, but it's not affecting your intelligence, right?
Exactly, like I'm still me. I mean, a little aphasia on the side, like I say, but it was a language problem, and I didn't know it was a language problem. In fact, unfortunately, a lot of people didn't even know what people heard what a stroke is, but having aphasia was a whole other ballgame.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm talking now was not how I was talking before this. I didn't wake up having aphasia like I can talk. Not even close.
Right. No, I've went back and listened to some older episodes when you first started doing it, and wow, it's amazing, and you say it a lot on your show about, basically you practice and that's what's going to make you better. You have to talk.
I'm sorry, that's it. I don't care what anyone says this. If you don't know to talk to your dog, your cat, or somebody, you need to talk with other people, especially for people if it's a language problem.
Mm-hmm.
Can't do anything about that.
Yeah, and I think for a lot of people that I've met so far with aphasia, there's this actually getting out of that box and getting out of your comfort zone's a little bit tough too, because you are there intellectually still. You realize that you have a communication barrier and that you don't sound like you used to. So, wanting to get out there and make your voice heard is a little bit tough, I'm sure, in the beginning.
Well, not for me. Because I'm already vocal to begin with. I can tell you what
Yeah.
started. When I was in, Bryn Mawr was my rehab place there. The first time I was there, I was thinking that I can talk. I didn't know how to talk at all. I thought I was talking, right? And I had to go back to Jefferson because I had some, I had give me one sec here. I had, infections, right? So that affected my
Mhm.
brain because in the beginning, I was training with acne right here. So therefore, I couldn't talk at all. So when I came back to Bryn Mawr, I was sitting there and my speech teacher was there. And I felt like something's wrong because I'm talking to you and you're talking to me, but what I'm saying is not making any sense. Like that's the first time I listened to them. And
Mm.
that's my journey started. And I found a lot of people that as a lot of people, sometimes in the hospital, sometimes when you go home, my aha can very quickly like, oh, okay, I need to talk. I need to listen to what you're saying because it's not making sense to me. And I know I thought I was saying something, but I wasn't.
Yeah, so, can you kinda tell us or explain what is aphasia exactly?
All right. Aphasia is a language problem, right? And it depends on what it is because aphasia to me is like an umbrella, right? First of all, most people don't even know what aphasia is. I didn't even know. Just don't know, right?
Right.
The fact is, when you have aphasia, it's not your intellect. You can still talk in your mind, but you want to put out when you're saying pronounce a lot. It's practice. It's hard. It's hard. I mean, there's no way around it. And there's no don't think that it'll be easy. Not. You need to practice with people like us or other people. Um, and for having aphasia is you have aphasia for different ways. I have aphasia. For me, it's hard. In the beginning, I can talk at all. I can write, type, or anything. And everyone is different. Having aphasia is an umbrella, but having aphasia is one thing. But like for instance, there's people that can talk clear but can't write. Some people can't talk at all but can type.
Mm.
Some people that so it depends on what it is, but your language problem is still there. That's a basic part you understand. Your language is still there. Like for instance,
Mhm.
I can't type, but I'm getting better at that. You
Right.
gotta figure out first of all, I tell everyone this. You need a speech language pathologist. You need one. There's no way around this. I don't care what you have to say because you don't know what's happening to yourself.
You have speech therapists out there right now raising their hands.
Oh
They're
yeah,
like,
you have to. And
"Preach,
I tell them
Phil,
all,
preach."
because if you don't, because first of all, you need to know what aphasia is. One, two, you think you're talking clear, you're not. You think you are because the other thing you can't. And then you find out when you find out it's a language problem for the having speech language pathologist, they'll pinpoint what you need to work with. Everyone is different, but we still have aphasia.
Mhm. So, what does that feel like to know what you wanna say and have that right there, kind of, so to speak, at the tip of your tongue, but not be able to get those words out? I mean, what is that like?
Funny thing is, it's easier for people to talk with people like us, right? Because we understand the difficulties we have. But I've gotten better for myself because I practice a lot, I talk a lot, and I have my mom, caregivers, and my friends talk with each other. But it's hard, especially it's hard. It's hard. But you need to be able to talk with other people. You have no choice, right? In the beginning, it was so bad. There's a video that's so bad. I was like, in my mind, I'm thinking so clearly, not at all.
Mhm.
It's hard. It's hard, but you have to practice. I mean, there's no I can't say it anymore else. You have to practice yourself or somebody else who wants to practice with you, or just to talk a dog. You have to practice, but you need again a speech language pathologist. And also you understand this. The activities I have, like content therapy and another program I use, and apps and stuff like this, having there for a speech teacher once a week will will get a lot better, but you had to put the work yourself.
Sure.
Remember, you're talking all the time. I mean, right now, normally, right now, I have my activities in the morning, and then I do my own YouTube stuff right now. But I'm with you right now, so I didn't do my activities right now because this is my therapeutic right now, talking to you.
Yeah, man, I say it a lot that life is therapy, with
Yes, yes.
so yeah,
That.
you're doing it right now. It's great. Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, and I really I'm asking those questions because for me as well, until I was in this community, I had no idea what aphasia was. And I really probably was right there with the misconception that a lot of people have that, that's a person that just really that they're not there, and it's not that way. And it's unfortunate. I want to help you raise awareness. I think it's super important for people to know, for businesses to be aware as well. Uh, you know, it's just a very little known thing, but there's actually a lot of people affected by it, right?
In America alone, there's 1 million to 200 million people a year have aphasia right now. And I did it right. In every year, there's 220,000 people who have aphasia every year. So the point is, it's not going anywhere. And there probably more people who have aphasia don't know it because people having a stroke is either what it is. It's a language. It's not language. It's your body. But a lot of people are not. They're not diagnosed or aphasia.
Right.
Diagnosed, they have aphasia. So, um, it's hard, and I didn't know what it was, but I found out because my mom was. We found out Bryn Mawr was a nice place. Bryn Mawr was a nice place ever. It's in Philadelphia, and they knew from the beginning I had aphasia. Right? I didn't know that. Awareness is because people need to talk to each other, and I found out my like one of my moms has a banker, and he said, "I think my cousin has aphasia because I had a
Mm.
stroke," and he talked to him and found I have aphasia too. He found out that is aphasia is a thing, didn't know. A lot of people don't know it at all because I said before, we have having a stroke. It's physical. You know what happened to you, but your language problem is not there too. So,
Mhm. Yeah, no, I agree 100%. I wasn't diagnosed with aphasia myself after the stroke, but I do feel like there's moments where I have to, even right now as I do that, I really have to grasp for what those words are when they used to come very easily. And I've visited with so many people now. Overall, I think it's a stroke or not, brain tumor or not, or TBI, that there's a lot of people that have communication issues anyways. And, with the fast-paced society we live in,
yes.
people need to slow down for just a minute, be kind, and
So,
give people a little bit
yeah,
of time.
yes, you're so right. And I want you to know this. I found this too. You can have a stroke and have aphasia. You could have a brain tumor without aphasia, but you can't have one or the other. If you have aphasia, you have something else attached to it.
I've
So
heard
you,
you say that before.
because I was like, oh, so you can't have aphasia with nothing else. Nope, you have something attached to it. It's like, oh, great. But
Yeah,
I want people to know that you have one or the other. You can't do both, but it's okay. It's okay to have a stroke. It's fine. But you might want to find out if you have aphasia just to know that you're fine. But
yeah. Yeah, well, that's a prize that nobody really necessarily wants to win, but, I you're doing such a great job with the tools you have. I love it. Advocacy, even on my end, is not easy day to day. There's a lot of challenges you run into just from outside circumstances, uh, also our own circumstances. So, but you're doing it while you're living with aphasia, which is even to me just another level of challenge in there. And I guess I'm curious what drives you to keep showing up and doing what you do every day.
not even I'm a quitter. Like my D-Day will stop me from doing this. I have to help other people. First of all, I help myself, right? And then I
Right.
find out in the beginning, I'll tell you a story real quick. In the beginning, one of my speech I talked about in Chelsea. In the beginning, I want to write a book, right? difficulties to having aphasia, right? But even though I can say what aphasia was. And then this before I didn't know that other people like me. And we had a break and said, listen, I want you to go to this group. Group? I don't want a group. I want to in the beginning I want my phones and tablets and do this stuff for myself, right? Then I went to this group and I said, there's people just like me. Like, oh my
Mhm.
God. So they're like, all right, there's something wrong here. We talk to each other, and trust me, it's good to have a speech teacher or doctor talk to you, but they don't know what it's like, and they will, and they know what it's like. They don't know, so it's easier to people like us. And unfortunately, I had a brain tumor, traumatic brain injury, aphasia, like I had everything. So why not talk about everything?
Mhm.
And you need to talk. And we're such a small community for stroke, aphasia, brain damage, all this stuff. Caregivers, we need to talk with each other, put the word out because we're in the same boat, just a little different.
Right. Yeah, Nicole Salzano, she has aphasia as well. I'm sure you've seen or maybe even talked to her before, but she goes to the Adler Aphasia Center up there up north, and just said that it's such a good time being able to visit with other people with aphasia and
Yeah.
laugh and not feel that judgment, the critical eye from people that don't understand. So I can imagine that, in that community it is tight knit, and it's good, nobody really at first ever wants to be part of a support group. I didn't either. I had no idea how much it affects in a positive way my recovery efforts as well.
For me, the fact is, this was me and my mom, and I have so blessed because I've had friends who stepped me through the whole thing. But one of my friends, I've known her since we third grade, and most of them for call in high school in Penn State. So they were there as like, what is wrong? I'll help if they can. But I'm alone right now in my house, but I have so much support group that I have to help other people. So I'm lucky because I have it's like this. There are people that are friends, and there are friends who have aphasia. I have friends like Mike and Lucy and you now too. They're my friends. Not have aphasia. They have aphasia too. Either way, but I can tell you this: it can be lonely. I want people to understand it's lonely. It's lonely for me at all because these are friends for your life. I got lucky, but a lot of people are lonely and sad, and they need support groups. They need to talk to
Mhm.
other people like us, and so you're not alone. And I hate this saying that you're not alone, but you're not. But
No, I say it all the time. It's one of the
yeah,
for the Broken Road Project, that's a huge thing, is making sure people don't feel alone because they're not.
but I hope they look. You understand? Some people just don't listen, but you need to
Right.
listen.
No.
I wouldn't like to say like you're not alone, but you're not. Trust me, I wouldn't be here now if I was alone. But sometimes it's your choice. Sometimes it's hard, and sometimes the people don't want, especially having aphasia. I don't know. Actually, I don't know if you have aphasia and then and know you have this language problem. Why you wouldn't talk to other people like us? At least you know. I don't know. I hate that.
No,
I'm not very good with. I'm not very good with kid gloves. I tell you the truth. Like,
yeah.
if you don't do this, you're not gonna. I can't help you if you want to help yourself.
No, that's exactly what I was thinking while you were saying that. I was totally vibing on that, that it's frustrating being an advocate, wanting to help. They're gonna get what they get out of their recovery from what they put into it.
Yes.
And as an advocate and somebody's trying to help somebody else, it does get frustrating sometimes, but it's something you have to accept. And I can only imagine that therapists, and caretakers go through that same frustration of really wanting somebody to get better, but having a hard time getting them motivated to do so.
Yeah. My mom. I have a video coming soon. With me and Genevieve. She might be or so familiar.
Cool.
Um, my mom have the first time my mom was in a video, and she said the fact having a caregiver is hard for her. And I know that, but I didn't really think about it. But in the beginning, she wanted to do everything for me because I mean, I was disabled, more disabled before
Right.
that. But after a while, you had to, they understand the fact if you don't do something for yourself, you won't get any better. And, so in the beginning, my mom had to do she had to do all the cooking. I can cook a lot because my right hand, I know, not,
Hmm.
not numb in my right hand. But in fact, I was talking to her and she did everything. And she was tired. And as she got better and I could do something else, I was able to, after a while, I was able to go to the trash myself. Just little steps like
Hmm.
that. And
Hmm.
now my mom goes to Brazil and leaves me, so so
Yeah.
she's
Right.
good, but so she can do everything now, but I'm glad because you can't coddle herself to saying do everything yourself because you can't do that. I mean, I didn't and I didn't want that at all. My mom said she said the fact in the beginning, where I live in a room, she was sitting there and she'd wake up every day, like, she had a couch and she never was saying okay all the time. 'Cause
Hmm.
she didn't know of a falling on a table or someone else, and it took a long time for she said just be like, "Breathe again," and I said, "So."
Well, I'm glad you bring some of that up because, aphasia is one thing that you're overcoming, but there were other deficits, I'm sure, as well that came along with the injury that, it's just, it's a lot. And I was telling a group that I was talking to the other day that I think Charlie Weber said it on Ralph Preston's show, but he was saying he kept calling it stroke warriors instead of survivors. Really, when you go through any kind of trauma, especially neurological, I do think warrior is probably a more fitting term because, survivor on one level, you can survive, but to actually get better, it really takes a fight. You got to every day get up and say, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do it to the best of my ability, I think.
Yeah, and, also the fact it's also is having they say the phrase having it's having a community a community because my mom was there, my friends and family, it's a team, like, have a village.
Right.
Like, because my mom, she's in trauma too, what happened to me. My friends had trauma too, and it wasn't just me anymore. I was a main goal, but there's a lot of things. My mom talking about the fact that, like I said, she was hard to talk and, "Are you okay?" All the time. My friends and family, like, they didn't know what aphasia was. It, in the beginning, my friends would talk to me for like 5 minutes tops. Tops. 'Cause I do, and as it was hard for to talk to other people, they never gave hope for me, and then I know what it was, like, "Oh!" So it's a village doing this kind of stuff. Now you have a village, you can help other people listen. If you can help like, I'll tell the people now, if you have friends and family, I'll talk to you when I can, right? Because
Right.
everyone are not as blessed as I was, but doesn't mean I can relate with you and talk.
That's right. No, and I think it's both of us were blessed on the part of having a really good support built-in support group, friends and family, and that makes a huge difference on recovery as well. So again, very important what you're doing. And the fact that you're doing interviews, your advocacy work with the aphasia advocacy awareness, you're a really busy guy and your website. I think that that alone challenges any assumptions that people would have of whether your intellect, that it's a communication disorder or an intellect disorder. Obviously, your intellect's all there. You're super busy, and you know what I mean. And really, you speak well. I can give you enough credit for all the work you do.
Practice,
Always,
practice, practice, man. This
I
wasn't
love it, man.
I mean, I tell people there's a practice, but, like, practicing sometimes in the beginning, like, saying your show was I can't say it the right way anyway. The the Trent the broad the wait, it's called the broadcast I can't say a name, but I had to practice that a lot of times. In the beginning, thing is speech language pathologist. I can say it at all. One of the words I use to say is like cognitive therapy. I can't say the word now anyway. But it said I messed up sometimes. But
Mm-hmm.
practice neuroplasticity. There we go. I can say
Absolutely.
neuroplasticity. First, before I had a stroke, I would say neuroplasticity. This would be true.
Right. Yeah, no. Yeah,
Like,
I don't know if that had anything to do with the injury. That's just kind of a hard word to say anyway. So,
so
but yeah,
but I like help to other people too because it's therapy for me, and we're not we're not going anywhere. If you think of if you're getting better, you can better having a stroke, aphasia, but you need to practice and be out there. Unfortunately, I hate to say this, a lot of people, especially having a stroke, aphasia or early aphasia, they're really not a jobs for me. It's really not. Unless you're lucky that the mild face maybe, right? And there's some people that have jobs. I, I found that out. And it's great. But for me, it's not going to happen for me right now. So I had to do something for myself too. But also, that's why I love to people like I want people, if you want to have your own podcast, I'll help people do that because what else? I hear this. What else you got to do? You got something else to do? I mean, you have friends, you have your, like you may have, like, let people have sisters or uncles or kids and you have to take care of them. I understand that. But if you have the time, do something else because you're not going
yeah.
anywhere.
When I say that for, yeah, I totally agree with that. And as far as the Broken Road Project goes, that part of our nonprofit, I hope that people can volunteer with us and that have had a stroke or TBI or any neurological issues like that, because having something to do does make a big difference also in the way that having purpose. I mean, it does for me. It's, doing this, it gives me, motivates me constantly to do more and be better and try to help others. So I'd really like to open that platform to anybody that does it the same as you do. And you've been very forthcoming on stuff, and I love that. And you just really cool, man. Because a lot of people really they like to hold things back and hold things to themselves and not be generous in that way. And you are a very generous person. Just
You know what's funny?
so cool.
I'll give you an example. I'm very honest. Um, so in the beginning, I used a pee cup every day because I'll never made it to the bathroom for weeks, right? So one day I wake up and I would use the bathroom while having a pee cup. I was like, well, this is cool. But I didn't want my mom to know this because I made sure it was good. For 2 weeks is fine. So finally, I was going to YMCA, right? We were getting ready to have a van come in and pick us up, right? Well, I went to the bathroom and all the stalls were filled,
Uh,
but one urinal. I haven't used a urinal. I sit down right. I used to sit down all the time, but I had a
mhm.
urinal. It's like, well, I have no choice. So it didn't work more or less. But I said, Mom, I was like, guess what, Mom? I can do in the urinal myself. Like, really? Like, yeah, like it's a victory for me. Like I said, more or less. But now I can sit down and stand up. But it's it's life. Like a lot of people, especially men, don't want to tell that kind of stuff. Like, so a lot of times says, so you have a stroke, right? And
Right.
I'm the only person ever had the problem. Just me, no one else. Right? Sure. Tell the truth. Well, I'll
That's
tell you
right.
for you. You did. You have a problem using a urinal. It's okay.
Yeah.
Maybe not, but I know I did. So
Yeah. I had a problem just walking into the bathroom, and still I gotta be kinda I gotta be careful, and yeah. No, it's, It's way better. It's to me, it's one thing we were just talking about it on the podcast that came out last week. Just that, being the vulnerability that comes from this whole situation is pretty awesome. And that, it's like you spend your whole life trying to be a tough guy and then realize that that's really you're masking so many things, and it's a lot more there's a lot more freedom in just being honest about things. It is what it is. It does. I mean, I'd have a hard time walking still some days, and not every day is the same. And some days I feel really good and everything's great. It's not a linear thing. I mean, it's just that
Yeah,
it's hard to
ebbs
say.
and flows, ebbs and flows.
But those micro wins are huge. So, it's all those little things that you take for granted that you find so much more joy in. I mean, as far as using a urinal, as simple as that seemed before, that's a huge win. It's like, oh yes.
The fact I can go to the bathroom without having an urinal is great. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's just, hey, you know what? It is what it is. I know nobody likes to hear that either, but it is.
I don't care anymore. Apparently, I've always been this before I had a stroke. Like, hey, you're telling deal with it. I, I have the fact my mom is in the army. Fortunately, I have a lot of women in my life, so I don't have a choice sometimes. Like, yeah, whatever. Now that I have tell people, like, tell the truth. If people don't want, if people don't like what you're saying, you don't have to talk to me. You
That's right.
like having a TV show or something else you don't like what is, change the channel. I'll be glad. YouTube is a lot of places there. Don't look what I'm doing. This is where I am. Man.
I love it. Yeah, I've had a lot of my friends, I try to use things. They're like, man, you were already like that before. You didn't really have it together as much as you think you did beforehand. It's
I can tell.
but I can laugh at I can yeah, I can laugh at myself just like the rest of them now. I mean, it's funny. Do you feel like Deja changed your voice or helped you find a new one?
Well, I never thought about having a stroke. Aphasia, right? My purpose has changed a little bit because in the beginning, I'd said before I want to write a book for myself, but
Mhm.
then I thought there's so many people, like 1 million to 2 million people in America have aphasia. My goal is not to be able to have a book about myself. We need to talk with each other, and that's my main goal now, by far, by far. Talk to me, I can talk about myself. In the beginning, if I talk to myself after for YouTube stuff for like 1 hour, I'll be bored. Like, what do you do yesterday? Yesterday, I did the same thing over and over again until I get better. You need to like, what are you gonna do? Like, hey, number 2, I did this. Number 3, this, and like 4 videos will be done. You need to talk with other people and help other people. That's
Yeah.
for me. So
Well, it's cool because the way your platform and the way you set it up for people to be able to tell their story as you watch it in succession, you can see your growth as well, which is cool. So, you're helping somebody else that in all different stages as well of their recovery. So it's neat to watch your journey, hear their stories, and see how that all comes together. So, I hope you have some plans, as time goes on and in the future of having some return guests
of
that you've had
course,
on just to see the progression for them as well.
I've even had other people calling back on my show. Is like, listen, can I be on your show again? Of course. I'll tell anyone. If you want to talk about dogs and you want to talk about this, I don't care. I don't care about the analytics for YouTube stuff. If you want to talk about dogs or anything else, just talk. Just that's the purpose of talk. Like it's a video. I don't care. And a lot of people say, "Are you sure to be on your show again? Why not?"
Yeah.
Like for me, I'm just here to talk to you. It's really your show. I'm just there to listen. Like it's easy for me. I don't. You have information. You want to send it to me. I talk to you. Listen. We talk to each other. That's it. I'm not saying like you should do this, do that. No. I'm not going to. So
I think let's go ahead and plug what you do got. No, I think we're getting close to kind of tying up today. I mean, I could sit here and visit with you for hours. I love
yeah,
talking to you,
we
Phil.
did last time we're here.
Yeah, I know, right? But I do want to make sure and give some time and spotlight all the things you got going on. I know. So, what is the name of your podcast, and how can people find that?
It's very easy. Aphasia Phil, and I'll tell you why I did that. Very simple.
Yeah.
I was sitting there and I was trying out something cool to say, and it wasn't working. Phillip Oxendine, Oxendine 1, all stuff. I said, let's say Aphasia Phil. It worked. It stuck. That was it. Nothing else.
Oh, and you know that it is very catchy, and it's everybody knows Aphasia Phil at this point in the community, anyways. You know, I mean, you talk about Aphasia Phil, like, oh yeah, that guy. So it's
Well,
really
I
cool.
didn't do this. I did this to help other people. I didn't, and
Oh
just
yeah.
it grow into self because we need to talk. And I was like, and I like talking.
Yeah.
And
You got a web.
other
You got a
people like you is great.
yeah. That's cool. You got a website also, right?
It's it's easy. www.aphasiaphil.com.
Well, you know,
Everything the same.
I love it. Well, you know, you brought it up to me that one day, and I never really thought about how much of a tongue twister it could be for me to plug the Broken Road Project podcast. That's just a
I was hard.
mouthful.
I was saying the whole time. I still didn't roll it. And when it was starting to start, like I said, like nope, close. Like
Oh man. Oh no. Well, that was the name that God gave me to put that on the podcast. So that's what I
and I
stuck
bet you it's
with.
easier. People
You know?
for me having aphasia that part is hard. But I know people can talk better than I can and do that. But it's easier. Aphasia Phil. Okay, that's good.
So just kind of going over everything that we talked about, you know, you're out there beating the bush, still trying to get better yourself. You have your podcast at Aphasia Phil on YouTube and other platforms as well. Pretty much, you're on almost every platform that you can be on a podcast, correct?
Yep, just like you guys
Yeah.
are. Yes.
Yeah. And then the website, www.aphasiaphil.com. You make yourself fairly available for people as well. So is there an email that they can contact you at?
But my email is justphil215.
Okay.
Yeah.
So justphil215 at gmail.
.com. Yes.
Okay. Perfect. All right. Well, that's good. I always try to end the episode every time by asking for some words of wisdom from my guests. And today I'm asking you, Aphasia Phil, for some words of wisdom or some encouragement, just what you would like people to know.
All right. It's really simple. You need a speech language pathologist. Okay? But you have to put the work yourself. A speech teacher is there once a week, maybe twice a week. But you have to put the work in yourself. And like I said, never give up. You can, but it will be hard if you do that. Right?
That's right.
And don't ever let anyone else you can't do something. Don't.
Yeah.
Because some people don't know what it's like for you. Don't talk to them. Like,
That's right.
you can't, the way you are now is where you are now. If someone can't be there to help you, leave them. It's a fact of life now. You'll evolve. You need people to evolve with you. You can't. You have a language problem. You're not the same you was before. You're not. Deal with it.
Yeah. Yeah. So
and find other people who want to talk with you.
Yeah. Accept it and find the new you and find your people that accept that with you and that are going to push you forward and not hold you down. I love that, man. So true. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I will make sure we get your information down there and plug below. Make sure that everybody can get your show. And thanks for joining us, Phil.
Thank you so much.
I'll do my best one day at a time on the broken road. on a broken road.